It's joining us on set to discuss this is Ibrahim Fraihat, an associate professor in conflict management and humanitarian action at the Doha Institute. Thank you very much. And I understand you are freshly back from a trip to Russia, so you are absolutely the person for us to talk to. Thank you. So what kind of support is Saudi looking for from Russia?
Well, actually, Saudi Arabia is looking for support from Russia on different levels. I think number one could be Syria, where actually they both see that they need each other, where Russia is expecting Arab and Saudi support for its political solution in Syria. And at the same time, Saudi Arabia is expecting, as a result of this support, is to get some positions in the government, future government, for their allies in the opposition. But more importantly, I think, is also the issue with the Gulf crisis.
Yes.
As part of the Saudi foreign policy in the past 4 months, has always been trying to gain international support for its position in the Gulf crisis against Qatar.
And Russia has largely stayed on the sideline.
Exactly.
Hasn't done
Russia stayed on the sideline, tried to be neutral and supporting a political solution. Russia is a capital where Moscow is a capital where the support is very much needed from them. And for that reason, I think Saudi Arabia is trying to get some influence on that level. And on the other hand, I think also probably Saudi Arabia is sending a message to Washington, D.C. By making such a visit on the top level, the first ever for a monarch. The message is that Saudi Arabia could be frustrated by not getting the support that was expecting from Washington, D.C. in the Gulf crisis. As we know, the American position has been actually split in terms of the support to Saudi Arabia and the Gulf region.
And President Donald Trump would say one thing, then the State Department would say something else.
So this frustrated Saudi Arabia because the absence of a unified, strong position from Washington, D.C., as they thought they received it in the Riyadh summit back from Donald Trump, that wasn't the case, which led to weakening their position in the Gulf crisis. It could be then that Saudi Arabia is sending a message that there are others that we can work with. Especially importantly is that Russia built an image for itself that it supports their autocratic allies, their autocratic regimes, as has been the case in Syria. So Russia has no problem of supporting autocratic regimes. And one equally important reason I think that we should not miss in this conversation, which is that I think the King of Saudi Arabia is trying to get some support also for his son, Mohammed bin Salman, as the transition or the plans for transition of power are underway to his son. And his son needs the support, needs some support from these countries like Russia. And I think that could be one thing, especially because that Mohammed bin Salman's plans or the war in Yemen is not going well. The Gulf crisis is not going very well either. So at this moment, I think Russian support for this power transition, I think, could be also particularly helpful and could have motivated this trip in the first place.
Okay. Ibrahim Fraihat, thank you very much.